left me, nothing has been the same. There's no time for regret, but I remember how I slept in your chest. I want to forget it, take a breath and leave you away, away. But it's not that easy, 'cause you make me miss you again, again. If you want, just come. If you want, just come. Don't leave me again, leave me again. If you want, just come. If you want, just come. Don't leave me again, leave me again. There's no time for regret, but I remember how I slept in your chest. I want to forget it, take a breath and leave you away, away. But it's not that easy, 'cause you make me miss you again, again. If you want, just come. If you want, just come. Don't leave me again, leave me again. If you want, just come. If you want, just come. Don't leave me again, leave me again.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NACL OQ Round 3. And today we have a very interesting matchup. It's a rematch between Gravity BlackRock Esports. I'm Crims, and I'm joined here with Sater. And Sater, we got an interesting game in our hands today.
We do have an interesting one. It's always great to see a run back and see if the teams are a little bit more prepped this time around. Obviously, having a feel for the lane and what they might need to do to change things up. And I'm very excited to see how Diesel's going to do because in the last time we got to see him and the last time I got to cast him, he wasn't as impressive as some people had led on. I'm hoping to see a little bit more aggression and a little bit more style coming out from Diesel this time around. So my eyes firmly focused on Diesel this time.
Yeah, Diesel's had some rough games in the past, and Gravity recently returning not victorious in their matchup with Pulse, as Lunacia took quite a beating up there on that top side. Didn't look pretty, and overall, they gave it their best shot, but I think Pulse did look like one step above. But this matchup should be pretty close, unlike that Pulse one.
Yeah, it should be a lot closer around both these teams. I think in our estimations previously, we put them around the very same level. I did put BlackRock Esports a little bit further ahead, as I have a lot of belief in the Inori A and B. I think they're both absolutely exceptional. I hadn't seen a lot of Diesel previously, but from what everyone has been saying, I went, yeah, this is a player I want to watch.
Yeah,
Menace and a B, I want to go into them really quickly before you break in. Menace and a B, I need to see a little bit more from them for the time being. But on the other side, Gravity, you know a lot more about Gravity. So I want to ask you about Gravity. What did they need to do this time around to break into this one and beat them once again?
Yeah, I think playing to the top side worked out a lot in this previous matchup. So looking for them to do that again. Krakadon going to be pathing out to the top side, get the shutdown on Diesel, get Lunasha in these counter carry matchups. Zev's been doing really good on champion picks like the Zeri. And I think Phantom Star kind of did have a rough game last game, but that was Pulse. This time around, I think will be just fine. There's some crazy overreaching plays. I don't think that's going to happen today. And I think, just play that topside focus. Everyone else can scale. It worked for them before, unless BlackRock Esports have something crazy to counter that strategy today, should work again.
Should work again. And I kind of want to see Inori run back that Zyra one more time. I think that was a very interesting pick that we've seen a couple of times in the highest of levels, but down here we haven't seen it too much. And I think if someone can pilot that at a really high level, it can give your team amazing advantages in the terms of objectives and play for that win condition, which is one thing we see a lot of teams not work with. It's like every single team we kind of see goes in with the idea of we're going to win team fights, we're going to play side lane 1-3-1s, that. But you can unlock more win conditions by getting objectives like Soul can be a win condition, Baron can be a win condition. You can use them to your advantage to further elevate your comp. And Zyra's really, really good in that. But Inori also likes to play some aggressive champions. We've seen a lot of Lee Sin bans previously, so he might swap it up and just try to keep Krakadon out of the lanes and just try to eat him alive in his own jungle.
Yeah, the Lee Sin, of course, Rengar, stuff like that traditionally for Nori. I think that a lot of the teams here don't play like the slower style. I think Pulse is literally the only team that does. I think everyone else tries to get an early snowball and then tries to just skirmish and fight their way to a early victory. And then outside of that, games really stall out. So I'm dubbing Pulse like the only LCK-like team, even though yeah, that is kind of an overused term, but I think they're the only ones that fit the bill. They play the solar scaling style. Everyone else really tries to just win these games really early, despite the champion pick. So a pick like Zyra is good for a team like that, where you're gonna play slow, get the objectives. But I think most teams play a little too fast for it right now, Sater.
Yeah, maybe they do. It is one of those weird things where you look at NA and they don't really have an identity as a region anymore. And then you look at the NACL and you go, everyone here is LPL styled, everyone here is aggressive, fast paced, and high tempo. And it kind of gives me hope for the future of NA, which is a weird one to say. But there's a lot more of a style growing in NACL, and I'm absolutely here for it. And especially with Fearless Draft, always making sure you're high tempo with losing champions every single time, 10 down, including bans. You lose nearly 20 champions. It's great to see how they can continue that style throughout it. But Vayne, Rumble as the first two coming out, so I think Tristan Zeri might be high prio here in the future.
Yeah, I think they're just going to try to change it up in that mid matchup. I think everyone's pretty used to Tristana Corki, and without them being banned, it's just inevitable. A guarantee. As they're going to be taking away the Volibear. I picked Krakadon to be a Volibear player, but they're saying Inori has been too good on it. They're going to take that one out. Jax is a very good Volibear counter as well as the Camille. So I think they're picking for Diesel here, trying to set him up in a good matchup on that top side. Bran going to be taken away from Inori there. And so it looks like they're trying to first round Diesel somewhere. I'm imagining it's going to be a B3. First pick, I mean, please tell me it's not Leona. I'm tired of seeing this. Okay, Zyra! They went for it!
Yeah, I'm starting to believe it might be an Aatrox coming out for the top side as well. So Zyra Aatrox is their prio picks, but Tristana and Zeri are both available here. Also some of the prio on the supports.
Oh, Ashe was left up. Oh, that is crazy.
Yeah, they're going to leave open the utility ADC to invite pressure and sit back and wait for the perfect key moments. And Ashe arrows can absolutely change the face of a fight very, very quickly. And they're going to double down on the ice in the veins here for gravity, as that is already insane lockdown. But they still need backline access.
Yeah, I do think that Sejuani and Ashe really disincentivize you from picking poke picks. I think Ezreal's probably the only one that can survive those duo because of the arcane shift, but Zyra doesn't have that mobility, so can be a target here. Senna, double AD bot lane, begging Gravity to go something aggressive. Ashe Varus is up. I don't know if they're going to pick it, but if they do, that is a winning bot lane.
No, they're going to go straight for an Olaf here for the top side. So they're very, very heavily focused on making sure they get something they can work with top. They need to heavily ban out, yes, top laners from here. Renekton, possibly an Ornn ban just to stop that safety top lane as well, to let them play weak side and sit back. I'm still feeling like there's an Aatrox somewhere in this one, but no, it's going to be the Leona ban coming out to incentivize more CC in that bot side. Is something you don't want to do into Senna. Senna can be really, really locked down in those early stages. Urgot, another kind of classic counter, I suppose, for someone that wants to stay low and attack speed wise, but Braum will be the other one. I was thinking Braum might be a good solid choice here, just that big wall to stop the damage, but
yeah,
this draft so far is a little bit confusing.
I think Gravity, if you go with a dive pick here with something like Sejuani, they're going to use the Orianna for additional layering if they do get in. With such a squishy backline, if someone gets into the backline, that's going to be absolute havoc, like the Olaf here. I would love to see an Anivia, as this is going to be the Senna Nautilus bot lane. This is an old duo coming back to the Rift here. Very strong early trading, as well as a very tanky Nautilus.
Yeah, I thought when he said double AD, it was going to be the Ezreal bot lane, but it's going to actually be the Ezreal mid into the Orianna, so we'll see how that one goes. But a Garen top into Olaf, which I absolutely adore. I think that's absolutely brilliant. It's a nice little swap up there for Diesel. But the Varus will come true in the end, as you said previously. It's a very, very strong bot side. Has a lot of setup available for those piercing arrows to really pierce when you cannot move. Fully expecting to see a cleanse out of that Senna, but I think most are running barrier these days. So it's going to be a lot of work from a B to try and keep that Varus down, because CC is the only way you're going to stop that Varus from hitting that Senna.
Yeah, I do think that that's an interesting debate, because the barrier is so popular now, but you have to run cleanse into this. All right, there's no doubt that if you don't have cleanse, you're going to get hit by one CC into another, into you are dead. And so cleanses are going to be a big importance in this game. And also, like, Zyra can't build cleanse. Menace on the Ezreal won't be able to pick cleanse because most likely going TP. So I think the value out of this Ashe Varus is huge. And Nautilus isn't really a builder of the Chalice. I forget whatever, the cleansing item, because they want to build tank. Yeah, it kills. So really wants to build tank, and so they're not going to have very many cleanse options here.
No, this would be the times where you're screaming for Emilio to have been picked as a support, but no,
yeah,
with Senna, you can't really go for the Emilio. But as we do jump into the game here, Crims, what are your estimations for this one? Because I did want to see Zyra for Inori, and I'm quite happy to see it come out here, but something about an Olaf top just fills me with fear.
Yeah, they can't peel the Olaf. They have no peeling tools for this Olaf J4. You know, wall champions as Gravity. I think we both agree here, Sater. Gravity coming out with a step above in this draft.
Yeah, just a little bit. They seem to have a game plan. And you don't see a lot of those these days, but they do seem to have a game plan for this one, as Diesel is going to help cover off for Inori there. So there's the attempt from Olaf to get a little bit spicy with it. And we'll actually see both junglers on same sides. Stats coming through for the Ashe right here, but right now the stats are all the health missing from a B, and that's already a bad start in that lane, as Nautilus needs to stay healthy till level 3 and try to pick up as many minions as he can, because it's a tough lane into that.
Oh, there's no way they're going to pick up any minions. Double Halo Blades, proccing again. Nautilus, probably one of the supports that do a little bit better in this matchup because you have the shield. So level 1, you start the shield, block the Ashe arrows with it. I think Inori is going to have to pick up the farm. They're going to let it crash, but this is a lot of pressure coming from the spot side here. It's pushing way too quick for a dive. So the rebounce here is going to be what decides this lane. Do they keep it pushed, or are they going to bounce it back?
It looks like they're enjoying the fact that they get to hold them just out of range of the tower, but yeah, B is going to be in for a world of hurt in this lane. I hope they've practiced on...
Oh wait, Krakodon's moving.
Krakodon is moving, but Inori's also in the area. Krakodon will have to check this one before they go for a dive, because he should suspect Inori is on this one with the cover from Diesel, so they know that Inori is in the area, and it's actually moved off his red. He might have to... Oh, he's actually finished it off with the plants. Now he's in trouble, though, as it is going to go straight for a fight, but no, flash he used, respect shown, camp taken.
I think this is a bit of a mistake from Inori, obviously. This does save your bot lane from the dive, though, so it is coming at a cost, so... But gonna land, and now a B is in this one. Zev backing out, and just gonna be popping a heal. I guess it's not really a mistake. You're kind of sacrificing one camp to save your bot lane. I think it's worth it because this bot lane is so impressive. So I'll retract my statement.
Yeah, it's definitely... I think it is very, very worth for Inori, because he also is going to get the Scuttle Crab. He's going to lose one camp off of the push, but Krakodon's going to be a little bit further behind on his clear, which means Inori might have first path up towards that top Scuttle, get double Scuttle, might be able to get something done on the top side depending on how healthy Diesel is and how much damage he can do to this Olaf. But right now, Olaf getting better of the trade, but he does drop the ignite, and Olaf's going to flash forward for this one. So flash for flash. It is going to be another axe, but he does have the shielding available and will survive that one. But all summoners burn topside. Inori into the mid, get some pressure. Help him take these waves as well. He's going to smite this one. Menace is looking for a back. He's low on mana. This is some great jungling.
And they're going to get the push in there. Lunacia, as we stated, was dominating Diesel in their previous series. And we will see if this is going to happen again. Both these top laners, no TP, so they're kind of stuck in lane unless they want to give up a wave. Especially for Diesel here. If they back, that's going to be at least a wave and a half missing. So they're sticking around using the Garen passive to heal.
They are, but on the other side of things, there is a roam coming through from Inori B, as they're going to go straight towards that top side. This could be a big trade-off here if all doesn't get the kill in time. The heal is going to come through, and Nasi's in a lot of trouble now. No ghost, no heal. Will Inori be able to chase one down? And no, it's read pretty well there. He gets a quick trade in and decides, I'm not going to stay for this one, but there is a full roam coming up towards this top side, and this looks very NA.
Phantom Star coming in with Krakodon on the wings. And it looks like now they're going to try to attempt to turn around this top side here. No slows landing. Hook is not available for either of these champions. And that is first blood with the axe. I meant to say axe, but I guess I said hook because I'm so used to this in the current meta. And that is a nice pickup for Lunacia up in the top side. And if you are a BRE fan, I think you're a bit worried now for Diesel in this top side.
Yeah, it was one of the points I wanted to highlight, that I wanted to see a little more from Diesel, and that's not the greatest start, but that is just great teamwork coming through from Gravity, recognizing that the Senna might go for a roam, knowing that that is one of the flavors of the month, and as soon as it comes through, they were ready to respond, send two up there, and Diesel does get eliminated from the top side, and that is a great first blood as well to hand over to one of the gods characters in this game. Well, I'm from the EU, I'm going to rep my boy Adam.
Well, yeah, the gods characters, Feast or Famine, both of them actually are gods characters. And so we expect a massive snowball when one gets ahead, and quite a decent lead, EXP-wise as well. for this top side. We'll be taking extra peeks up here. As bot side, to be expected to have a CS deficit for the A and B Anoris. I think that, you don't want your Nautilus to be this far behind, but into double range, double Halo Blades, I mean, it's hard to view a better CS differential.
Yeah, right now Nori B just completely ignoring the support. I guess this is the best trade-off for ADCs that have been so scorned in the past by bards just roaming around the map constantly. You're left 1v2. And now it's just like, yeah, you're the support. You can stay down there. You can get all the farm. Yeah, you can survive the 1v2. I'm going to go roam. But other than that, it is to try and get more stacks for the Senna. They're going to go towards these grubs and get a lot of stacks, as there will be void grubs taken here for BRE, hoping to see Garen use that quite well in the split push later on, as he is currently proxying into Lunacia. And you know what? That is a quote and a half from Coach Colomer. Absolutely brilliant. that is NA all over.
Yeah, there's a certain degree of cancer going around as Menace here trading into Onat, and getting quite low. Both the junglers have opted to trade sides completely. Surprising. Oh, there it is. Coach Colin. Both these coaches going for the 2-0. This is an interesting rivalry that has been built here, Sater.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit of salt coming out from the coaches now at this stage. As they're
hey, salt is a spice.
That's what NA's always needed, is a little bit of spice, as it's been quite dry for spice in the last couple of years. And I think last year it's been pretty good with Inspired coming in, another EU, just and there's a TL's mid laner, APA.
Oh yeah, homegrown APA is definitely changing things up here. As Krakadon takes a little visit in the mid lane. We also play Ziggs here in the NACL. A lot of Ziggs. Zev, famous for playing the Ziggs as well. So we understand the technology that's happening on the world stage. As we're getting further into this game here. And again, a B is still fairly behind in this bot side, to be expected. But it's just that the items that you would expect to come out a lot faster on a set of Nautilus are being so delayed. And that means that Nautilus is not going to be that tanky for these upcoming skirmishes. And that potentially could mean you're down 2 dragons already in the mid game.
It could, but it looks like it's just Nori's just playing as a secondary support in the hopes of getting a Nori further ahead. As we see more trading in the top side, that phase rush will ensure Garen can step out from the rest of the trade after getting his damage. And he's doing perfectly fine up here as a B. Looking a little bit aggressive, might give that one away almost immediately, as the ult will be expended from Phantom Star. It will be followed up with Amelia and Nori.
Okay.
Don't try to gank bot lane when they have that much setup.
Yeah, you can't walk up there. And that's what we're worried about. Ezreal can arcane shift there, but Zyra and Senna, they're just completely dead in deep waters. If they get hit by 1 CC, all the others can easily follow, and then the execute from Zev on this Varus. It's just, how can you ever step up into these 3?
Yeah, there's not much hope there in Nori. A little bit overzealous there, a little bit egregious with walking forward for that one, hoping maybe that a B could maybe land a hook, but no, nothing going to be traded over for that one. Just a straight kill onto Nori, who has gotten a lot of love from the Nori B. Give them as much help as they can. This is going to get really, really bad later this goes in, isn't it? Nori A and Nori B is going to be tough. Yeah.
I do think, though, if Garen manages to find their way onto these 2 archers, that will be a good spot for BlackRock Esports, if they can manage that situation. But, you don't often hand over the Varus Ashe to other teams, and so I feel like this is... They're paying for it right now in blood.
Proton seems to think things are a little bit more even, but is that the Zyra skewing the numbers just a little bit, as it has had such success in solo queue? Because a lot of junglers are power farming and kind of...
Zyra actually has a low win rate. She's like a competitive pick. She is very strong and competitive, but in solo queue, her stats are pretty bad, surprisingly.
Maybe mine are just good then.
Yeah, mine are good too. I don't know. It's because Zyra gets caught. If Zyra gets caught, she's dead. She doesn't like... Oh, here we go. Ashe arrow coming through again. They're not going to land the combo, as Zev is in the bot side. They still have the Bola from Krakadon here. Nasia has the ultimate. Are they going to make a commit? That is a clean cleanse. Captain Jack coming through. Diesel is the one out. Can be hit. The Ash arrows flash away from the Orianna.
Dildo on the other side.
Yeah, Menace now making an entrance finally up here. And it looks like Gravity are going to walk away from this scenario. Bot side, I see some fighting going on, but I don't have high hopes for a Nautilus versus the Aphelios. They're going to push this in. Zeb's getting quite low. And surprisingly, not doing too bad.
Yeah, for a no complete items onto a Nautilus, he's going to be able to get this one. The barrier has been procced. The flash is available for both, and he's not going to opt into the flash. But yeah, this is just a state of league when ADCs are getting soloed by a Nautilus.
It doesn't even have the Frozen Heart or Randwin's Omen built. Oh, Lunasia in trouble.
Nazi is in a lot of trouble as Inori does miss the stone, but it does not matter as 3 strong will take that. Inori with those 6 scrubs now completed. Drake is on the cards for Gravity, but they've gotten a kill topside. They should be able to get through this tower fairly quickly as well. With all that bonus damage coming from Garen, it should fall decently fast. And is this enough for them to kind of close that gold gap? Is it enough for them to claw their way back in terms of wallet? Or is it still that Drake overwhelming you in terms of what soul could they get?
So they've kind of stabilized topside for Diesel here. So that's a really good look. Of course, they're giving up second dragon. Third dragon might be a bit dicey. As long range arrow going to be attempted onto Diesel. Goes wide. That is not going to happen here. But they do pick up the second dragon. And the game's quite even. And for having a bot side of Ashe Varus, I feel like Gravity haven't capitalized as much as they could have.
Nori might be in a little bit of trouble here though. Crackdown is going to expend that ult almost immediately. The ult will follow from Zyra. The Strangle Thorns come out and they will be able to clean this one up if Menace can finish it, and he does. Great work there, but he's going to flash forward. He doesn't want to give up on this one. The ult is available for Orianna to pull them back, but it's actually going to be used for speed and shield to get away. Will be sent back. Still not used, and they are full backpedaling from this one. Over aggression there from Krakadon, or was that the right idea?
I think they need to wait for another person to supply the damage, right? Ashe, Sejuani, this is a support Ashe, by the way, so the damage is just not going to be there. They just have CC.
Zeke's Herald.
Oh, I mean, yes, I think that's appropriate, but I don't think that's enough damage.
I don't know, I like it. I like the idea behind it.
I mean, you're not really going to be peeling. You're going to be frontlining. So, and it helps your team do damage. I think it's fine instead of the Knight's Helm. I think that's totally okay. I think Warmogs is very strong in Sejuani. Don't have to build it first, though.
It's Knight's Veil, right? Not Knight's Helm.
Okay. Well, you know what? Onat is dead. That is what. A snipe coming through from Inori. And I feel like Gravity's lost a lot of steam in this game.
That is the silliest thing I've ever seen. All it needed was for Orianna to survive and then a Lux ult to finish it. That's all it needed. That was absolutely incredible. Just the absolute, like, cojones to stand there after as well. Like, yeah, they don't have anything else and then to get blasted. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, Onat just gets double ulted down the mid lane, straight shots. Nothing but gas, gets taken out, and yeah, Gravity, they're still playing the scaling comp though. They're still waiting for the big team fights, right? They're waiting for the big Baron fights, closer to getting third Drake and closer to Soul. They're waiting to get everything online to really unlock their comp. On the other side, I think BRE have a little bit more advantage in that mid game, as they are going to launch everything onto a B. They do have
waited on bated breath here.
Yeah, it will just fall apart for them because there's no way you're getting out of that one. It's just gone.
Oh, wait a minute, Lunasia.
Top side, Diesel in a little bit of trouble here. Does not have that flash available. Will he be able to turn this one around? More than likely not, as it is an easy pick up there for Lunasia. Finally has that Ravenous Hydra, and we can see the effectiveness of it already as another Captain Jack cleanse does come out from Inori. Does dodge away from the corruption, as well as Inori now in a lot of trouble. No flash available. Will fall eventually to Phantom Star. Not the desired target, but a kill nonetheless, as Gravity, they finally found something.
That's good. I think breaking the cleanse there is well timed because now, 2 minutes from now, that dragon fight, they know that Inori will not be able to cleanse it, and that could be a potential insta-kill that gives them the dragon. And Gravity are alive. They turn it up here in this 15-minute mark, get a kill, bot side and top side, and they're going to even up the turrets as well. And so we're looking at this game here, Satyr, and I think the crux of this one is going to be decided at this third dragon. Because if Gravity get it, they're going to be in a very powerful position. And if BlackRock Esports get it, they're going to be able to stabilize this game pretty well.
Yeah, they'll be able to stabilize, and it's something I didn't talk about in the pre-show. Where I was talking about you can unlock more win conditions, but we know you have a good team fighting comp. You can play front to back. You have all that lethality, all that massive shockwave damage as well. You have everything you need to win a team fight. But right now, BRE are playing the sides better. They're in full control here as we do see Diesel going in. I'll finish my point after, as he will once again step back. But they have a lot of opportunities to set up those fights if BRE don't give them that opportunity. Drace is another great one to try and unlock something because Cloud gives you that speed, and Krakadon full speed, Zeke's Herald sprinting at you and launching that ult. You know, there could be something there.
Yeah, Olaf speed as well. It just makes it so hard to kite that champion.
Will Olaf be in team fights though? Will he be stuck constantly on sides without that TP?
Oh, you know, I mean, I don't think anyone can match Olaf right now. So for now, I think should be able to make it to the team fights. Is pushing bot side, the close side to the dragon, so should be able to make it there. I'm worried for Onat, because no TP, kind of stuck on the top side. 10 seconds on this dragon. It looks like a give from my point of view here. So we're not going to get the fight right now. It's going to be delayed to the next dragon, but for BRE, this is a bit of relief.
Yeah, it's a good pickup here to get at least one Drake on the board and give themselves a little bit more time to work with. Yeah, I'm still in my mind about this Baron fight is the one that's going to decide it, right? This will be the biggest turning point for both teams. This Baron goes... If there's a sneaky Baron, okay, my point isn't valid, but if there's a fight there, I'm still giving it to Gravity every single time just because Sejuani is so strong in those situations. Ashe has the setup and Varus has
OTP.
Inori does the flash, same as SKT. All those years ago, the team fight has begun, but they were not ready for it as Fez was already down. We're going to lock down Onat as he gets the ult off, but it's easy to kill set up. Here comes a B set up. It's perfect. And oh, the SKT flashbacks.
That was a clean fight from BlackRock Esports there. And I would say a B on the flank TP into the Q, into the ultimate, playing that absolutely beautifully there. And of course, Menace following up. And it looks like for now, BRE have established control of the map. They get this dragon, stalling out the win condition for Gravity. They're going to pick up turret after absolutely demolishing them in the last team fight. And the stronger their Nautilus gets, the higher hopes I have for BlackRock Esports.
It's just a wolf play is just so beautiful. Same wall. It's just amazing to see. Quick question for you, Grim, if you have the answer for this one. What was the classic counter for Zyra?
The classic counter for Zyra?
There was a counter pick for Zyra in support, which was unique. As
Karma.
we're going to see Diesel go in for this one, as it will be a quick pick up their Phantom Star. Our producer knew the answer, but Chris did not. It was Misfortune support was picked into Zyra for one simple thing. Bullet time
Just the
completely
E.
nullifies Zyra in the lane. Also, one other small one. Bullet time does bounce off of the plants, but insta-kills it because it double procs due to the passive from Misfortune.
Oh, the
So it
passive
immediately
counts as
kills it,
another.
and you get
Interesting.
bonus damage.
I mean, I think Karma does good into Zyra. But I think, yeah, Misfortune does sound very good.
That was all that Worlds was. Zyra versus Misfortune. It was great.
Oh, you're talking about specifically at the Worlds. Ah, okay. I might have missed that part of the conversation.
The classic counter.
That was only for one. That was only for one tournament. Is it the classic counter? And I believe it was a secret pick too. It wasn't even like. Oh, Krakadon going for a play here.
Sells it completely backwards, as that will be a Big engage, but nothing taken from it, as the flash will be used from Inori to get away from that one, and the arcane shift is too much, and that is a lot expended from them. There's another one cleansed. Use Inori now in trouble. That Zeeks is doing something, but not enough, as here comes Inori's ult to set them all off. Diesel will rip through Zeb on the back line. Orianna ult used, but finally we get to see Olaf in action. Will he be able to clean this one up? We see the procs, we see the damage, we see the hits. That's a big shutdown available for Lunacia, but as that slowly wears off, here comes the rest, and on the back of it all, Diesel with the triple kill and an ace for BRE.
And that is going to be a nice ace to pick up here. Good gold lead for BlackRock Esports. And, you know, I'm noticing a problem for Gravity. They keep going for Inori, and yeah, they're burning the sums, but they're committing everything in these fights. And that means that Inori gets to get out alive, and then they are able to win these team fights. And, you know, they have these low committal ultimates. They could easily go for a burn and then come back later and try to get the kill onto Inori, and it should be a lot easier. But I think they're feeling a bit desperate to win these fights, Sater, and it is making it a lot more difficult to win these team fights if they're full committing when Inori has all these sums.
If they're full committees, we do see the replay come through. Everything used. Once that cleanse was down, here comes Inori. Just set that one up perfectly, and Diesel just gets to run through them here. Zeb will fall. The Orianna ult not be able to pull them back. Free setup. No way Orianna can ever do anything about that, as Menace does get cut down in the end by Diesel. But the big thing we have to remember from that one is Gravity are meant to be able to win team fights. Once they used everything, it was easy for BRE.
Yeah, they didn't get the kill on Inori, which is so huge and is an important factor. And so I really wish they kind of played a little bit more methodical on the side of Gravity. Go for the burn, and then try again later when Inori doesn't have the defenses. Like right now, Inori, if you hit him with one of these skill shots, Inori's dead.
Inori does get hit by the Ash Arrow and will get followed up immediately, and that's what we were looking for. That's what they need to do. And now Inori does not have the ult. Inori B is dead. And will they be able to follow this one up, as there was just a great pick off there, as this Drake is now spawned. It is now on the map. They're now missing that Senna, but I don't think Senna is the key piece to this puzzle. I think Menace is real Menace.
Yeah, Menace is poking, harassing, and just being overall annoying. But it's still tough for them to walk in because Zeb still has the ultimate. They still have to walk into Onat. And with Lunacia being unstoppable, would be a tough fight to win. So the third dragon does get picked up by Gravity, as Inori also being a menace to society here. Gravity, they get cut off from the mid lane. They're going to go back around the other way, the long way, as Onat clears the wave here. And that's the kind of punish we're looking for, Sater. And it pays off beautifully.
Well, they didn't even get a tower. That tower had already been taken.
Yeah.
So they just get a wave in mid, and that's it. So BRE, I think they could have maybe forced a Baron there and maybe tried to play for that.
Oh, they're doing it now.
They're doing it now, but there's a lot more time for Krakadon to respond to this, as Diesel will get a Scuttle Crab on the boss side, which might put some doubt into their minds that they might be doing this, but they're managing to find this. Something I spoke about, Sneaky Baron will completely nullify all my points and should be able to take this one. We do go down to Diesel and Lunacia down this bot side, but are they still on the Baron? No, they're pulling away from it, and there's an all-in coming in from Diesel. Will he be able to get the ult off in time? No, the shielding and the Lunacia wins that one out, and they don't even get the Baron.
Ults are still up here, and now B is going for that engage, but it's all onto Krakadon. Super tanky on the Sejuani here. Phantom Star is alive, and now they're going to return fire. Krakadon flashes to survive. No execute from Zev, and now Zev stepping up was the mistake. Menace takes full advantage, and now it's Gravity on the run, and it's going to be a full sweep. Nope. Onat gets out, and I think now BRE are going to feel a lot more comfortable going for this Baron, but I'll be honest, that last Baron took a long time. This one is going to take a long time as well, so this was kind of a close call. I think that Gravity are not going to entertain this, challenge this here. And this is a free pickup. BlackRock Esports. You thought they were going to be out of this one, but they turned around that last team fight.
Turn around that last team fight. I was looking there at Krakadon off to the side. If Krakadon had completed that Warmogs that he just has completed now, he might have been able to contest that Baron because of the healing coming back, but little things that I like to see that might have changed things. But no, Diesel once again going to opt into this 1v1. Lunacia this time around, will they be able to trade it back? Is that Arrow comes through, will not connect. Diesel flashes forward to finish that one off as Krakodon was not there fast enough. As Menace also clips him with the ult at the end of it all. But Diesel finally getting the better of Olaf in that one, having completed that Infinity Edge.
Yeah, the Infinity Edge coming back. I like the Infinity Edge back onto Garen. Like, when they took out the crit possibilities on Garen, I was sad. Now it makes a return. And now the Garen extreme scaling champion these days coming back with a vengeance here. And I have to say, Diesel, a bit worried early, and still a bit worried for these 1v1s, but this is a strong Garen here, Satyr.
Yeah, and with this Baron now and the 6 grubs, their speed potential is absolutely incredible. And Senna has some great range to be able to hit that tower as well, as you do see it get chunked almost immediately. They have that cannon as well to help them with the siege potential. And Nori now over the wall, sending in plants constantly. Be very, very tough here for Gravity to break this, unless they can catch Nori off on this side. Instead, they're going to go straight into the mix as the shockwave.
Oh, good ultimate.
Here comes the Senna shield. It's coming through as the Nautilus will fall on the other side. But will they be able to get this one? They will be able to take down Nori. And Nori A now in a little bit of trouble. We have seen everything expended from both sides here. And Gravity, they've stopped the siege, but they've already lost mid tower. And as we do see, Menace going to jump that wall. Very aggressive here. You're in a 1v5 if any of them look at you.
Yeah, you cannot overstep here, as is safe because the ultimates are down, but you cannot get that one here. And they're going to make a full defense. Onat, I think, is going to secure this Nexus's life, or not Nexus, this inhibitor's life for now, as Gravity find a good team fight. They just straight front to back it, and Lunacia ran it all the way down, picks up a few kills. Now in a 1v1 with Diesel, and this one's not looking so good.
No, but the Ashe ult will come out and stun him up, just as a little bit of pain to say we could have done something about it, but it was a little bit late there, as we will see another kill go over for Diesel. And this is what I was looking for from Diesel, that aggression, that eye for lethal kills on the sides. And a lot more impressed with Diesel this time around. And 114 stacks now available for Inori B, and 115 as that one just goes through. But very, very strong on the Senna. Going to be very good at cracking through the rest of this base with that extra range. And with Menace and Inori on the poke, I think they have a very good chance of finishing this one in the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, they are just steamrolling now through the base. That is going to be double inhibs. Ult comes out. They'll be in the front line, and Menace is safe to free fire here. They're just going for the turrets. They're not actually going for the kills. Krakodon with the frozen bola is not going to be able to get a stun to stick. And they're just out. They don't need to do anything further. They can peel off to the dragon, prevent the soul. And now, once they recall, they can just go up to that top side here. Gravity, though, they're not going to let this one go. They're going to go straight down mid lane, get some push. And they're going to challenge this dragon, but 4K3. And that's going to be picked up by Inori. No soul here. They could try to get the mid turret as the backs come through, but that's a huge win for BRE.
Krakodon doing their very best. 3 autos on what looked like a 2 HP tower. Absolutely terrifying, but yeah, look, Krakodon, he's going to open up the mid lane finally. It's, as I always say, it's the most important tower in the game, as it's like the central piece in a chessboard. If you have 2 bits in the center, you're winning in terms of chess, so it's so important for vision, control, pushing power, and everything you need is just kind of centered around that mid tower at the start. So having that unlocked so late is kind of an indictment of how this game has went overall for Gravity, as they just haven't had the same firepower. As Nori A is just going very aggressive on the Desire. Krakodon thinking about going for this one, using that extra movement speed acquired from the jungle pet in those bushes. Always scary when Sejuani is running through the jungle at Mach 10.
Yeah, usually you don't see a jungler trying to fight the mid laner straight up like that, but Nori's feeling it right now. 3 items to the 2.5 of Onat, and you can see the gold difference here in those items. Krakodon's staying around, feels a bit stealthy on the Sejuani. If they find a really good bola, and Nori B though has a magic shield up, that is a big deal.
That'll be use. Cleanse gone.
Oh.
It's just too easy for Inori over the wall. Sets up one. The healing comes through. They've landed the hook as well onto Onat, who has to flash out of that one. The fight is over before Olaf can even get there, as he's also being walked down by Garen on the other side. They're staying on the opposite sides of the wall going, you're not joining this. Triple kill for the Inori. And Gravity, they have been routed. They have been destroyed and dismantled this game. And for all the predictions about comps, doesn't matter if you played this well.
Yeah, they did play it excellently. And Nori on the Zyra. Absolutely just thrashing Gravity in this game here. And BlackRock Esports, I think that they were able to stabilize the game quite well. They didn't lose. They weren't bleeding out on that bot side. B able to pick up a lot of farm. They did give up plates, but in the end they were able to find leads on the other side of the map, transition that into a strong mid game, and Inori B just could not be killed on this Senna.
Yeah, the cleanses time and time again were just beautiful to watch. Captain Jack all over, and BRE taking game one, and I'm very, very impressed with how Diesel played that one. For a lane that I usually see go the other way around, did really, really well to play into that Olaf, and a couple of solo bolos for either of them. But yeah, Lunacia in those fights a menace, but just wasn't able to get to them in time. No TPs available. A lot missing there, I think, from Gravity's comp in terms of cohesion, and for everything they had, they just didn't have it this game. It was all BRE.
All right, that is going to be the conclusion of game number one. We're going to go ahead, bring it to a break, and when we get back, we're going to have game two ready for you guys. Okay, welcome back, everyone, as we are returning from BlackRock Esports being victorious in their first game versus Gravity, as well as update on the other teams. PPPo versus Gentle Hearts Gaming have picked up a victory, as well as AMI versus Gromcord. Sater, bringing it back to this game between BlackRock Esports and Gravity. We said, or at least we felt like Gravity had advantage in the draft. We thought that Inori B was going to have a tough time in this game, but didn't turn out to be the case.
No, I honestly thought the Senna was going to have a much more difficult laning phase, but the best way to not have a difficult laning phase is never be in the lane.
Yeah.
Played it very, very well to move around, get those stacks, stay relevant in the game, and B staying down there solo and honestly being an absolute trooper for the team and staying alive, staying strong, and being a big force towards the kind of end stages of the games. Like Nautilus was massive. So yeah, very, very impressed with how they played that one, how they worked around what Gravity were trying to do and saying, we can give you the Ashe and the Varus, and you can't do anything about it. We're just going to survive and play the game anyway. And we have to talk about Inori A. The Zyra flash over the wall, multiple clutch moments, great stuns. Look, and then Diesel. What the hell happened up there? Like, the more I look back on it, I'm like, Olaf should have won that. Olaf should have won that. And Diesel with the phase rush always escaped. Great overall from everyone on BRE.
Yeah, I think for Inori, outside of getting caught, level 6 around that brush, played
happen.
immaculately.
Didn't happen.
That one didn't happen in Sater's mind, but I'm going to recall it anyway. I just call into question, they were focusing Inori B a lot, and that's what a lot of teams do, right? Everyone knows the carry potential of this player. Maybe they should have turned their attention onto Inori because they were having such a great game. The peeling that you were talking about multiple times over and over again. I think that there's going to be some adjustment in draft. The power combo of Ashe Varus is going to be removed from this next game. So Sater, let's readjust for Gravity. Where do you think they should go?
That's a tough one. I think Gravity need to play more aggressive in that mid lane. I think Onat is very, very good on control mages, but I think they need to find a focal point to work the rest of the team around. And I think Krakadon might need to stay away from the top side if Diesel's on form. Diesel's on fire right now, and maybe it's just play the Ornn top side, invite the pressure, stay solid, go towards that mid, try do something to menace and get that mid lane ahead. Maybe play a more simplistic style of maybe a J4 Syndra, something along those lines. Maybe Vi Ahri. They could be some really good options just to solidify a mid lane lead. The bot lane, for everything we're talking about with Nori B and the Varus Ashe, it was a very even lane and it was more epitomized by the rest of the side. So they got out of the lanes and then they started to peak. Maybe leave it that way and maybe heavily focus down that mid.
Yeah, I have a feeling that we might be seeing a Zeri on Zev for this game. I think Ziggs is also a good option, so I'm looking for those two picks for the AD carry of Gravity here. Phantom Star, I think, did pretty good on the Ashe. We'll see how their pool continues to develop here. I think they banned away the Braum, so it might be picked up in this time around.
Yeah, it might be. Braum, a very, very strong character in that support role, and I'd love to see it as, for some reason, Fearless. They never changed the bans. I think that
you don't have to change the bans.
I think it would be great though to see them try to poke a little bit more down a certain direction and try to force someone onto something. Like, what would you do in this case if you've done 3 top lane bans and tried to get something for Diesel in that early pickup? Just really, really heavily focus it.
Cassante is up, but it's hard to do that when there's Renekton still there. Aatrox still up. They're gonna do the same double bans here, so we will see what they pick up. They have good bans for that Cassante, but there's still so many options to counter into that champion. So I find it tough to pick something for Diesel early.
Yeah, I still think Tristan Zeri should be very, very high prio for both of these teams. Yeah, I kind of want to see Zeri just come out really, really early here, but we're going to go for the other hyper speed, I want to run at you style ADC, which is Jinx, which I do like. I just think that the way Gravity play bot side, I think they'll be able to help neutralize that pick and not give it too much early by picking up a Zeri, You could even take a Braum here, and it might still work out for you. I know Zeri Braum isn't the most incredible bot lane, but it can work in situations into a Jinx. Eliminating some of that rocket damage will definitely hold it up. But no, Leona will be chosen. Leona into Braum. I feel like Braum has to be picked up by someone here. It's so strong.
Yeah, I think Braum's a good pick here. It doesn't provide the best protection versus Leona, but it's still a good matchup because if Leona engages and they don't get onto a Nori B, then the Leona is going to be pretty much dead. So the shield coming through, great protection. There's the Corki. Question is, do we see the Tristana, or are we going to go a different direction here?
Bring back the old famous Azir. Just go for the old matchup. But yeah, it should be Tristana to help follow this one up. It depends what Onat wants to do, but they're going to opt into a Talia, which isn't terrible. I think the Pebbles will definitely stop some of those escapes, and it'll kind of stop. It'll stop a B from jumping in as well. But I feel like Talia needs to see a little bit more in terms of dashes as we go to the second phase of bans. Going to take away Maokai here, which is a great pickup. Vi as well, so heavy jungle focus here. Well, I'm still seeing like a Karthus angle on the side for BRE just to help set up further, and it also covers that AP loss as that does get banned away. And then the other jungler that they be looking for, it still has to be engaged, but it's going to be the Jin Zhao. What AP jungler did it go for here? Because they can't put the Rumble top because it's banned.
I mean, the only one left, it's like Viego, but I don't know if you want to play Viego here
AP?
into something like the Braum. Okay, there it is, though. I mean, it's the only one left out of the Vizin trio. As over here, the AP Lilia still available. Brand, I believe, still available. Oh no, that one's been banned away. So it is the Lilia, the only one left, of course. So there's not that many options already being limited.
Why do you hate Elise? Why does everyone hate the Spider? Like, the Spider still works. It's just not as great.
She just doesn't scale that well. She's one of the worst scaling champions in the game. K'Sante for Diesel, to be expected. I don't see a Renekton ban, so we could go with the Renekton. Garen's out. There is also Mordekaiser. I don't think we're going to see that one. Gwen! This is a callback. Lunacia on the Gwen here versus Diesel. This matchup has changed quite considerably over time. And by that, I mean, K'Sante does a lot better early into Gwen these days.
Yeah, I really, really don't like that Gwen. I really don't think it... I know it's great in K'Sante, but I just think for the rest of the game, I don't think it's really going to have a place, because it's going to be very hard for the Gwen to break through to that backline. Talia's going to have to do a lot of setup here. And Viego's going to have to get a really, really good early kill to reset that fight, because Jinx is going to be waiting in the wings for something to go low. So I think, yeah, I'm kind of still sitting in the BRE pool as I have had from the starting, and that they will take this series. But there's something about Zeri right now that anything can happen with that champion.
Yeah. So the top scoreline, BRE has won the first game, so that will be updated shortly here, as we have our full comps being shown. And I think the Braum has a lot of value, right? Into the Gwen, into the Viego. You can prevent someone from getting one shot, and then now the team fight for Gravity just becomes insanely difficult to pull off. Meanwhile, BRE can continue to play that front-to-back style. They have better frontline. They have better sustained damage. And this means to me that for Gravity, the level of execution is going to be higher. It's going to be on them to outplay the moments to find leads early as well as in the mid-game.
Yeah, they will have to kind of up the tempo. Like last time around, we saw a very low tempo game. It took a very long time for it to start to get to that bloody mess that we do see quite a lot in NACL. It was quite slow paced. It's something we did talk about in the pre-show. I think you highlighted that all the teams kind of play more LPL style. Last time it was very LCK, and then it turned into the highest level of LPL. But it did start off very, very slowly, and I do want to see a little bit more, as they do get that ward. Actually, I love when that happens when you're playing bot lane, when you break that first ward, just like, yeah, that's the stuff. Good start.
Yeah, it's a huge moment that does go underplayed here. The leash coming through. There's just no way they get prio on this bot lane level 1, right? So they pull back and give their jungler a boost in the clear speed, but it is versus a Lilia. Looks like Lily is doing the Krugs pathing here. So Inori trying to get those Krugs early. And for something like a Gwen who can side lane into a Cassante, I see great value in that.
Yeah, some really good value as Inori back on AP junglers. Is that just a thing Inori does constantly is play AP junglers? Just absolutely loves that.
Yeah, in this current meta. Inori on the carry junglers is such a fit. It makes a lot of sense, and you could see he's well able to execute on these picks right now. And so Inori is a standout in the carry jungle meta.
Yeah, having a lot of fun on these AP junglers and absolutely tearing it up so far. Let's see what the Lilia can do on this one as Krakadon will complete his jungle very, very quickly here. As Inori taking a lot more time to break through this one. There could be a gank towards that top side very early, but we will actually see Krakadon entering the enemy jungle, trying to scout out to see where Inori is, as they do finally complete their jungle pathing, and they will trade off these Scuttle Crabs. So nothing too exciting just yet.
Yeah, they know Inori's on the bottom side. Just cleared that out. Diesel might be in trouble here. As you were saying, the wave is pushed out. This is not the safest position. They have to land the CC from Krakadon. Diesel does have the unstoppable. Here is the attempt on the gank, walking up for those minions. Just waiting for the stun. Doesn't get blocked. And that is a flash. So Lunacia level 6 might be able to find that all in and get on a great jump start with first blood.
Yeah, Krakadon will have to back here as too much time has been spent in this top side and needs to make his presence known on the other side of the map. And yeah, good flash. Lone Ghost was also used. Sev taking a little bit of damage there, as we did see the concussive blows land from the Braum. But still, there's no action to be had just yet as Inori B steps away from the bigger zap compared to Jinx's smaller zap. It is just a secondary Jinx, just with green.
It's an
colors.
ultra zap, of course. You know, yeah, newer champion, bigger lasers. What can we say? Both junglers here. It actually looks like Inori has not reset, but both of them kind of looking at the top side grubs based on the current situation here. I imagine Inori's gonna have to back eventually on this Lilia pick here.
Nacia getting some decent work done in there. Scissors is winning this one so far as Krakadon is attempting something in the mid lane. The stun was missed by Onat as, yeah, look, we've seen both TPs burned in the mid lane. We've seen all the rest of the lanes just staying there. No one wants to give an inch. No one wants to mess up any recalls. No one wants to give anything over, as we're finally going to see Lunacia step away from this one. Same with Diesel, who has the lane actually pushing back towards Lunacia. So will there be a TP used? There shouldn't be from the Gwen, as they should walk the lane. And Diesel, will they choose to TP to this one or not, as they are hovering towards the bot side? Are they lane swapping?
I see Cassante hovering towards that bot side, so it does look like the lane swap's coming through, and this is a great way to change your strong side and flip it up to that top side. So Diesel now going to prioritize getting XP in on the tank. It's way better to be the tank in this swap scenario here. Krakadon doesn't get the snipe away from Inori, and that is going to be a back off as well.
Didn't have the smite available.
Didn't have it. This is a huge
The
pickup.
rest of it cleaned
Nice.
up here. They are gonna.
This is
They're hovering here, Crims.
Okay.
Like, it's gone. It's gone. Just let it go.
great macro coming out from BRE. So the problem with doing the swap like that is you give up Dragon. I mean, it's a trade that you opt in. But because Gravity was not aware of this situation, they're not going to be able to trade sides and get the Dragon. And now Lunacia is going to pick up this farm. Krakadon hanging around to make sure that their carry champion does pick this up. And that is just a free objective being picked up by BlackRock Esports. And I have to say, I love seeing these early macro games. Oh, wait a minute. The trap's coming in clutch, but does have the third proc of the ultimate. Is not going to hit. Inori's getting out of here. Super low HP. Healing up, though. Okay, so that could have made the macro play really bad, but Inori does get out of there. Doesn't burn flash. Very disciplined. And so now it's still a good play overall. And BRE, I like what they're doing.
I do like what they're doing, and this is something that we spoke so heavily on during the Titan podcast our talk on Titans. Just going to shout that one out real quick.
Attack on Titans.
That's where the name came from. Okay, it's my bad. I really like that show. But on the other side of things, we're going to see Menace take a little bit of damage here and go get pulled over. We will not get launched over the wall, so should be able to get away with this. But it is something we spoke about quite frequently, is that BRE have an absolute amazing kind of sense for macro, and they seem to play that better than most other teams in this bar. Maybe Pulse or Lotus. I'd say maybe they'd be even with them, as we will see that Drake does go over eventually to Gravity, but their macro sense is pretty good.
Yeah, it's tough matching up their macro to the top 3 teams. But so far, BRE are making a case that they can do so with their decision making this game around. And, not much happening. First Blood is a good sign for their team. They're just chilling. They have the Lilia scaling up. Really wants to hit that first item as well. Menace, another scaling pick. Cassante, great in the team fights as well. So the longer and slower this game goes, the better for BRE. Really activating that LCK style in this game. And they're doing it quite well. And what this is all doing is negating the strengths of Gravity. Menace might be in trouble here.
Might be in a little bit of trouble, but it's Corky. For some reason, it's tanky. It just doesn't want to die. It just doesn't.
Well, Ana doesn't have as much damage as you would expect because they went for Phase Rush. Now, I'm not any kind of expert on the mid lane choices here, but I can sense the reduction of damage because of this Phase Rush.
Yeah, it does allow a little bit more escapability when it comes to getting engaged on, but on the other side of things, it doesn't matter, as Ludicrous is ludicrous in that top side as they go down to that amazing gank from Inori, and that was a bad joke.
The singer and rapper, what are you doing?
Yeah, pretty much. Fast and Furious.
Wait a minute.
Oh, no.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Oh, wait, Rocket? Oh, Inori gets the snipe from downtown again. Inori has done that twice. First on the Senna, now on the Jinx here. And yeah, for Gravity, this is not the start that you were looking for here. Now, it's only 800 gold, but remember, the scaling factor for BRE is a lot better. So the longer this game goes even, the better it is for BRE.
Quick update for you, Crims, about the Phase Rush. Phase Rush now has a 32% choice between all pro players in all regions, and Dark Harvest is 35%, with the rest being filled with the likes of First Strike and Electrocute. So Phase Rush is rising in popularity.
Oh, interesting. Now, what is the matchup that you pull that into? As
anything that has dive forward, that's what you would go for. So it's the escapability that I was talking about. It's the ability for you
to get away from the Corky trades. Makes a lot of sense.
Corky, Ezreal, LeBlanc, and there's a couple of matchups here where it's being played in jungle as well, into the likes of Kha'Zix and Lilia.
So anything that could jump at you, you want to get away, provide that distance. Makes a lot of sense, as that is going to be another objective for the side of Gravity. And look at this, Procom saying Gravity 5% chance of winning this game over BRE here. But BRE kind of just playing it that much better. Zev in trouble.
A lot of trouble here as Inori is here, but look, that's a lot of damage being traded back with the last tower shot. Will not connect, and will step away from this one with his life, as the rest of the team is slowly coming down for this one. Zev. But Dream is not just ready yet. No naps for Zev. They will step away, and Inori will not pull the trigger on that one. The wards do go down to help cover off from Krakadon, but the reverse dive could be quick.
Oh, looks like they're preparing for it right here. Wave is in. Krakadon.
Well, that's a nice knockup coming from a Beto to help cover off for an Ori B, but they will get cut down as the rest of those tower shots will come through eventually. It will take down the Leona, as they will use the Jinx to get some more damage on the tower, but a 1-for-1 trade on that dive. I still think that's okay for BRE, but it does open up a little more access to that Drake, as that is coming up very, very soon. They should be able to get reset and in time for that with more wards.
Oh, Diesel is an item completion up here. Lunasi does not have the first item And so that's just going to be a back away there. Looks like going for the Riftmaker first. The healing kind of makes it difficult for Diesel to deal with. As this next dragon coming up 30 seconds, Onat has the pry on the mid lane. They got Phantom Star clearing vision already here. So Inori B gonna be getting that flash up for this dragon, I believe. And so we'll see if they can capitalize for now. Cleanses down on both AD carries. And so that focus onto Zev or Inori B could be a huge factor here. Oh wait, in the mid lane, I think there's a fight brawling.
I think there is something happening here as they will get the engage onto Inori here as the Lilia tries to hop, skip and jump away. The Deerling trying their very best, but they will not be able to escape from Krakadon, and a B going to get pulled in as well. But Diesel has arrived. Does he have the Diesel
no,
to get through this one? Here we go. Here comes the reset for the Jinx. They'll be able to run through this one. We see Krakadon now getting his escape going. Will they be able to get the last one? The Zap will run through. Inori B will take this one as Onat will get to the safety of his own tower, but BRE make a losing situation winning once again.
Yeah, I didn't see who got slept in the mid lane there between Krakadon and Onat, but it didn't look like it led to any kills, and the turnaround was quite brutal. And then Zev, unfortunately, is going to hop over the wall into their doom, but delivering the kill right over to Nori B. And so that is going to be unfortunate for Side of Gravity here. Krakadon tried to do the dragon.
Trying to set this one up as Krakadon does manage to step away from this one. A B does not want to stop this fight as they will set up perfectly. The stuns will come true, but will they be able to finish this kill off in time before he gets a reset? Yes, they will. They get it clean. They won't even drop the Braum in the end as that recall coming through. Just in BM at this stage as it is perfect for BRE once again.
Tried to go for that one shot, and again, the problem with going for a B is the shield, the reduced damage, providing so much frontline and tankiness there, not able to get the reset. And we said that was a bit of a worry in the draft, and we can see it playing it out right now. And that's going to make beating BRE that much difficult, because if Inori B has this much of a lead, these team fights are going to be deadly. Diesel now dropping super low, and Lunacia isn't going to hit it. A B again here to dissuade the kill. What a hero on the map right now, Satyr.
I can be your hero.
Oh, that's good. Okay, you got that. You get credit for that one, Satyr.
Yeah, it is absolutely exceptional to see Braum jumping in. That was the NA Braum that stopped the Nair boomerang, wasn't it?
No,
Biofrost and double lift. Biofrost, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was an absolute golden moment. Biofrost, one of my favorite supports in NA ever. Just absolutely brilliant. But yeah, BRE, it just seems like every single time Gravity are on the cusp, on the absolute edge of getting something to drag them back, it just seems to stop in its tracks, and BRE are just out-hearting them at this stage. They can pull Nasia back into the tower. Does not have the knockup available and ready to get the second proc of it, but has already done enough in that top side, as there was an attempted start on the Rift Herald there, and Krakadon saw one player and went, there's more of them there, I know it.
Yeah, I think they're getting a bit frustrated on the Side of Gravity. They keep going for the objectives, and they keep being forced, pulled off of them. They're not trading the map, and yeah, they kind of don't want to be in the situation to trade the map. But I don't think they have options here, as now they're just watching the Rift Herald being taken, and no response.
No response for now. They're thinking about it. There could be a stop. No, I was thinking for a moment there. Krakadon might slide forward and just drop that smite, but no, it will be secured from Inori. TP from Menace.
Yeah, Menace did TP over, but with the Shiv, should have enough clear. Lunacia wants to fight Diesel in a 1v1. Is using the ultimate here. Ultimate coming through all out from Diesel, reducing the health pool. Unstoppable, trying to get away. One more dash, one more snip, and that's going to be the kill. And yeah, Cassante can only hold on for so long before the Glen takes over, and it looks like we're finally at that tipping point.
Yeah, Gwen is finally starting to get the better of Diesel, which is, it's great to see that there's a little bit of hope for Gravity, but the lane that I wanted to see excel in this one is just not there. Onat is not getting the help that they need to help take over this game, and I think Talia would have really been able to open this one up. as it is a great setup for a Krakadon, but it just doesn't seem to be working out for them, and there's just a big discrepancy here in terms of where the money is, and it's Jinx, and Jinx is, look, at times it's terrifying. You don't want a 5-1 Jinx in a game that has a total of 8 kills.
Yeah, it is massively ahead of Zev, and you know the thing is it makes those team fights like on a knife's edge, because as soon as the reset comes in from an Nori, like you cannot win that team fight. You don't have a strong enough tank, and the Nori will just run over everyone. So either you get that reset first and you attempt to take a Nori out of the fight, or kill a Nori yourself. Otherwise, I don't think there's any way you win these fights.
No, it'll be a very, very tough situation for them to try and pry a fight from this one if a reset does happen for a Nori B, and a Nori A as well, capable of setting that one up with the sleep. The dream catchers all over the place. Did you ever have a dream catcher when you were a kid?
No. Didn't even know what they were or if they existed.
Oh, fair enough. This is an odd question, but I like asking odd questions to
they're
my
popular in
co-casters.
America. You know, Native American communities popularized them, so it makes sense.
Oh yeah, they would be Native American. Oh my god, America actually has some culture. Wow. Has it been
We have
stolen
plenty
from
of
somewhere?
culture. What the heck are you talking about?
You don't have a lot of culture, let's be honest. It's stolen. Not even your food. The food that America is most famous for isn't even from America. Oh, that's a big
As I
engagement too,
can't
though, as
talk
Braum
back.
is in a little bit of trouble here. Onat will actually slide in as well, but the engage has happened, but nothing has been killed. As a shutdown straight onto the Leona. Here comes the reset. Will be able to follow this one down. Zev gets hit by the slow. This could
Zev?
be big here. Here comes the damage, but Inori B will get the double kill. Will set this one up. Menace now on the back. The knockup comes through. Inori B is still untouched on the back. Free firing here, looking for that triple, but it will go over to the Lilia. Krakadon is attempting to take out Menace, but will lose the 1v1 to the Corki, and that is an ace onto the side of BRE as they are looking to shut this game out before it even gets started.
That's all she wrote. And Ori B, unstoppable. And, you know, Krakadon did go for the
yes.
1v1. Looks like we have our own Yappa in the NACL OQ here. Menace, fitting name. They're picking it up. And Ori B on the snipe with the ultimate. Starting that team fight was exactly what BRE needed, and I mean it's looking pretty grim for the side of Gravity.
It is looking very grim right now. Like, for all the kills that have happened, the gold lead isn't that insane. We're not seeing like a 10k, but there's still opportunities for him to get back into it. I don't want to write them out yet, because one big reset for the Viego could change things. Well, as we see Phantom Star here goes down. A beautiful zap to come through straight onto Zev. Sets up Jinx perfectly to trade the rest of that damage. The rocket to finish. Almost exceptional as Menace now off onto the side. Does opt into a 1v1 versus Krakadon here and does end up winning it. But on the main fight, it's all about Lilia there just ripping through the rest of the squad as they finish it off. Onat on the back. As we come back to the live, we see Gravity. That's a Dignitas Baron if I've ever seen one.
All right, they're not going to Baron flip. No reason to, so we can see that there. They are. No, they don't need to Baron flip this game to win, so I don't want to see that, and they are going to avoid that for now. They could definitely play the map. I mean, they have a lot of turrets up. They could go for more of a gold lead, and I see no reason to not go for that at the moment. As they're doing so well in these team fights, they can play the game slow. And I guess they could be worried about Lunacia, but that's just one champion versus 4 on your side for BRE. So I think they can still take time, take it slow, slowly pick up the gold on the outsides of the map, and then they can go for Baron after they establish full control.
Yeah, after they establish full controls, we do see Inori getting more help in the jungle. That's more than we saw in the first game, as they are going to hop, skip, and jump over to this ward. There is an attempt here from the side of Gravity, but that one little chomper on the left is going to give them all the vision they need, as they will just be forced to once again play this attempt for siege mid-tower style. And this is the thing that I'm seeing the most of, is that Gravity are not getting that mid-tower early, and it's really, really hampering their successes.
I think they're trying to make an attempt on the top side onto Menace here. Okay, never mind. He's going to pull out just in time. They're going to push this mid wave. left completely open by BRE, but they can afford to trade at this point in time.
Yeah,
And
BlackRock
it looks
are...
like nothing's developing here. I mean, I think Gravity trying to isolate Diesel versus Lunacia is not a bad idea, but they're not really picking, not really getting those opportunities right now.
Oh, B&B is going to get pulled in here, though, but will put up that wall. Phantom Star once again is getting caught out. Will have to flash, but will get followed up with the Glacial Fissure. It'll be too easy from there as we do see the reset coming through. Jinx goes hyper. Jinx. Oh, no. Oh,
Wait, on that?
Yeah, that's the drowsy. That's the hit. That's the knockback, but it's already done as they're setting up perfectly to take out Onat to give another reset over to Inori B. And it's just the most beautiful bowling ball known to man.
They're just continually being caught sleeping at the wheel here. And BRE are right in them to take it. They're going to get this first inhibitor. And next, you would surely think they're going to be going for it, that Baron. Lunacia forced to back. And again, they're not getting time for this matchup on the side lane. Lunacia is not being afforded the opportunity to 1v1 Diesel continually over and over again. And that is exactly how BRE should be playing to avoid their one weakness.
Yeah, and that's one of the big things I was talking about when I was worried about the Gwen. It's like if you're constantly being dragged to fights and Diesel isn't, you could be left as the Gwen that never made it. The Gwen that never made the cut, which is a terrible scissors joke. But if you're not going to be able to get to those fights in time because you're getting burst out, because you have a quirky Jinx hitting you alongside that AP from Inori, and you're trying to get there, you don't make it in time, and Casante's not worried about those fights because Diesel knows how to play the map, but it doesn't matter because here comes the wall. The flash will be expended in defense. But that's a lot used from the Talia in terms of a map presence, as the TP will go top from Menace. They are just going to opt into pushing top wave. Really?
Okay. I mean, there's a lot of commitment from Gravity on this bot side here. Krakodon the only one able to catch the wave, but that's not who you want. Meanwhile, Zev going to be picking up mid wave here. So it looks like we're getting a bit of a map move disparity from the side of Gravity, actually, as they're defending this Baron. Meanwhile, Lunacia is trying to get away from Inori and Diesel in that bot side.
Yeah, I'm looking at this now, and I'm looking at the way the waves are kind of being managed by Gravity as well, and they're just being dragged all over the map, and we're constantly seeing leads being picked up. And as much as Zev will slowly be able to get more into the game once that third item is complete, they're only able to chew through mid waves, which with the super minions is great. They're getting a little bit of extra gold, but they're never really getting into the fights to pick up kills or get that big cash injection. Well, on the other side, Jinx is always being the recipient of the kills. We see even Inori stepping back to make sure that the Jinx rocket was going to finish off Ona. They're constantly feeding Jinx resources, and with this Jinx being so far ahead, that entire item difference, it's just going to keep getting scarier for Zev to try and enter these fights at any stage, because one or two rockets could change it completely. And we do have a Drake spawning, so no response. Baron sneak attempt.
Yeah, the options are running out for Gravity. They could go for this, but the Dragon's already completed, so there is not enough time. It looks like they're just going to pull out, and I think that makes a lot of sense for Gravity here. But now, BRE are finding their way into this Baron, and it's going to be pretty hard to root them out once they get established here.
Yeah, so Baron firmly back in control of BRE with just a B and Diesel putting in the work. As we do see once again, Menace is on to that side lane. It's going to get that shoving, force Lunacia down, walk back up towards Baron. This forever dads.
Yeah, Lunacia working on that bot side now, and that is not a whole lot of time to be pushing a side wave for this Baron here. Krakodon getting zoned out, just as Phantom Star. And yeah, this is a full jungle control establishment going on here.
Everything they need at all points of the game.
Wait a minute, Lunacia is starting a turret now.
Oh, here we go. They're
like,
starting up the Baron as well, as it will get vision immediately from Zev, and they know this is happening, but do they have any power of stopping it right now, as the mid inhib, or the bottom tower will be taken, mid inhib is taken. It's all leading down to, can they get back into this pit, and will there be a flash from
Kraken over for the
Kraken
steal?
to try to enter? He's in there. He's got the opportunity now to get it. Will he be able to? No, it is taken by Inori in the end, and that should be an absolute game changer right there as Double Drowsy comes through, flashes over the wall. They're all trying to get there in time. Here comes the Jinx eventually around this corner, and Zev nowhere to go. It will be passed over, and that should be game for BRE. And Krakaton, you tried, you really did, but it just was not there for you.
Tried to get that smite. I think it was like 900, something like that. And the
300.
peel from Diesel just yanking him away from that Baron must have been painful. Because now they're just going to go for these turrets. Lunasi going to try to put up a defense. And Ori dropping kind of low, but the peel coming in from Diesel and the damage from the rockets of Inori are just going to melt them. And BRE in the rematch coming away with a clean 2-0.
Clean 2-0, and Jinx going for one more, but that inhibitor just respawned, so they got to go back one more time.
No.
Can hear the GGs coming through, but it's still one more inhib. Can Onat and Zev pulls a miracle off? But no, it looks like that tower will just fall as Menace and Inori are doing the best to focus that one down. And Gravity, that is all we're going to see from them, and BRE proving it in the run back that they are a much better team by the looks of things. They completely devoured them in both games.
Yeah, I think they were much more prepared this time around for the likes of Gravity. They got a bit of a download after viewing their games and playing them. So BRE, they strike back, striking true here with the 2-0. Not close either, I would have to say. Game one looked like it could have went to Gravity. That was the closer of the two, but in that mid game, it just petered out for Gravity. BRE playing this game out controlled, just like the first one. And I have to say, their bot lane is looking splendid right now. And Nori B plus a B, I could give MVP to either of them, but
B, 100%.
Inori had the more mechanical, tough job in game number one as well. Did excellent game number two. So I don't know, because it's a tough one for me to decide. Like, if an Orb doesn't like perfectly flash and cleanse on the Senna games, those games don't go as clean.
Mechanic-wise, Crims, of course, that looks incredible. But when you're thinking about a Nautilus solo in lane versus Ashe and Varus and surviving solo, and then becoming the menace that they did.
Phantom kind of roamed up top. So it ended up being a 1v1 most of the time. But did win the fights 1v1 versus Zev. So, yeah. It's tough. I think it's pretty close between these two. Do you agree it's close between those two, or do you think there's someone else who deserves it?
I think there's a shout for everyone to do really, really good stuff, because Diesel had an amazing game one and Kasante game two. Incredible. Inori, both times AP junglers, completely controlling every single objective. We had that Drake worry in game one and completely turned on its head. Menace, the silent assassin, solo killing Krakaton in that big fight, and the Ezreal stepping forward, flashing in, getting all that damage down. Incredible. Inori B, mechanics on point. Jinx, carry, can't complain. But a B for me in both games was just terrorizing them. Like, that's the best way to put it. They were just the Braum, just every single time they were like, oh, this is a kill, this is a kill, this is a chance. It's just like Braum wall immediately catches everything they needed. And in game one, the Nautilus was stellar, absolutely stellar. And yeah, I'm just really, really excited to see what they can do in the future. But a B for me is my MVP, and that is a terrible rhyme.
Yeah. Sayer's been trying to avoid these puns, but they just keep coming to him.
It's the dad energy. I can't stop it.
Yeah, just once you become a dad, it's unstoppable. There's still some other games being played here. Congratulations, though, to BRE for qualifying to the next stage, as we are going to probably turn this raid into some of the other streams going on. They're still being played. So that was Sater. I'm Crims. BRE proving victorious versus Gravity in the NACLQ round 3, and we are signing off.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you